I'm Heather from Hia Booktubes. These are romance recommendations that are not on Kindle Unlimited. I got all of these from my library. Number 1 is The Hookup by Kristen Ashley. This is my first ever Kristen Ashley book. I randomly read the synopsis, picked it up, had no idea about the bounty that was about to be laid before me finding Kristen Ashley. In my opinion, she is hands down worlds apart above your average author. She is just so good, so good. We're talking greatness. Like, I would die if I met her. The Hookup is about good girl Izzy. I believe both of these characters are in their 30s, and she has her first ever one-night stand. She's new to town, she's lonely, and when she meets Johnny, who is gorgeous and everything she could ever ask for, yeah, she hits that. Johnny has no intention of it being a one-night stand, and they just have the most phenomenal relationship. I love these two so much. Johnny's ex-girlfriend, who he fully planned on marrying, does play a big part in this book. However, it's done so well, it's not annoying at all, and it's just the characters themselves have good communication despite some issues that are brought on by other people, and it is just so good. This series does have 2 books in it, and the second book is about her sister with his brother, and it's so sweet too. But this one, my first ever Kristen Ashley book, oh man, I need to buy this book and just like have it displayed prominently as one of the great moments of my life. It was also my first reread. I don't know if I cried the first time reading this book, but that reread got me in the feels. I was like, my babies. I adore it. I adore it. This is one of my favorite books of all time. All time. Phenomenal. Next is The Wrong Right Man by Aurora Reynolds. This is more insta-lovey, over the top. If you like her type of books, then you'll enjoy it, but it could definitely not be your thing also. Definitely over the top alpha male. But our main character is set up on a blind date. It goes amazingly well. Everything is fantastic. She is loving this guy. And then in the morning, she gets a text asking why she stood up her blind date. And she's like, I just slept with him, right? He comes clean and convinces her that he's not the wrong man, he's the right man. It's over the top. There's definitely things that you might not enjoy, but it doesn't really bother me because I do like alpha males, and yeah, I don't know. I looked forward to it. It was a good time. Next is Misadventures of a City Girl, which is Misadventures number 1 by Meredith and Chelle Bliss. Our main character is from Hollywood. She just divorced, a big name. She needs somewhere to recoup. She ends up at a wilderness spa. She wanders off the land, ends up in Luke's hot springs. They are just drawn to each other even though their lifestyles are not conducive to each other. He's a veteran with PTSD and needs the quiet. She is used to LA. I really enjoy watching them work out their issues, being considerate of each other, figuring it out. And they're cute. They're cute. They're so sweet. They're cute. I don't know. Next is Against the Ropes, which is Redemption number 1 by Castille. I love this author. I've read several of her books. This was my first of her books. I think it was also maybe my first like mixed martial arts fighting romance, and the owner of the club is named Torment. He never loses. He's rich. He's alpha. All the things. And Michaela is a first responder. She's a medic, and she doesn't like violence. And somehow they fall in love, and it is some sexy times, let me tell you. There's great standalone romances in this series. You get to read about a lot of the different fighters, and I loved it. I loved it. Next is two very different books by Tessa Bailey. Number one is Protecting What's His, which is the first in the Line of Duty series. This is about Southern country girl Ginger who takes her underage younger sister $50,000 and moves to Chicago to escape their awful life. Turns out she moves in next to a really hot cop, and it's their romance. It's a great time. All of the romances in this, and I think one more series, are interconnected a little bit and follow different police officers and other positions in law enforcement. This one, the sister relationship is really great. And if you like law enforcement and opposites attract, then it's just a great offering. Next is Love Her, Lose Her. And if you are married or in a long-term relationship, you should read this book. It is a cute romance. Dominic is very alpha, but he's not overbearing. I think even if you don't love alphas, he's a good version. This is a couple who loves each other, and their marriage is just broken down to the point where she doesn't think that she can do it anymore. And it's them getting back on track. They're in counseling. There's some great, hilarious therapy in here. It's a great example about how you can put all the blame on one person in a relationship, but usually both of you are to blame. And also how if both people in the relationship want to make it work, they can make it work. And it's just glorious. I do highly recommend that you read Fix Her Up first, which follows a different couple, but you really kind of see their marriage breaking down in that book. And Love Her or Lose Her starts with her leaving him, so you really get a lot of the background in Fix Her Up, which is great on its own, even though it has some tropes that I don't love, like nobody taking the girl seriously. She's never had a serious relationship. She is having trouble adulting, so I don't love all of that, but really enjoyed it despite all of that. But Love Her or Lose Her, 5 stars all the way. Glorious. So these were just some of my favorite romances. They're all contemporary. They're all by authors that I've read multiple books by and really enjoyed. I don't think that you can go wrong with any of these books, but Kristen Ashley, that's where it's at. That's my girl. Let me know if you've read any of these or if you have recommendations for me. Please like and comment. I'll have a new video with more romance recommendations for you soon. Thanks. Bye.